What is going on today, guys? I know it's been a while since I've posted a video or even made any content, but today we're going to be working on the 1954 AD 3100. It's going to be a project for my wife. It'll have a 5.3 4L60, should have a nice little cam in it, have a good little cam chop to it. Sorry if it's windy. I'll be working outside today. I'm going to get the frame prep today is what I'll be doing. I got to cut a bunch of brackets off. I'll show you those in a second. But I'll be using a bunch of Harbor Freight death wheels, so hopefully they don't come apart and kill me. But other than that, just wear safety glasses, ear protection, gloves, usual stuff. Stuff you should wear that I probably won't, except for the eyeglasses. But I'll show you the brackets now, what need to be cut off. Give me a second, I'll show them to you. Say hi, Luke. All right, guys. So basically, we got to cut 2.5 inches. There's supposed to be a hole here according to my pictures, but I don't have one, so we'll have to figure all that out. Maybe these holes on the side here, but 2.5 inches forward measure, cut it off. The core support mounts come off as well. These body mounts on each side have to come off. This body mount and floor mount should come off as well. We're gonna have to death wheel everything off, grind it smooth, and then these ones will stay depending on what we mount height-wise to, so I'm going to leave those for now. And then I think 6 inches come off the rear of the frame. This is a single cab long bed S10 frame, so 6 inches has to be hacked off the rear. Obviously the bumper will come off. Sorry it's so windy today, guys, but I'll get the exhaust, everything out of there, as we'll be running the LS. I'll probably have it custom built, but that's what it looks like now. I'm going to start grinding here in a second. Start getting these cut off. I'll kind of show you the process. I won't bore you with all of it, but just how I'm gonna do it. And like I said, I'll get with you in a sec. I'm gonna start grinding and we'll be back. All right, so all the brackets are welded on. So what I'm gonna do is just take the death wheel, cut all the way around them. I didn't finish this side so I can show you. Just cut it all the way down. Once I get it off, since they're welded on, I'll just end up grinding these welded parts smooth with a flap disc until I get down to bare frame. And I'll do that 4 or 5 times, plus cut the front off, but I'll mark that out, get a square and get it dialed in that way. But that's what we're doing for now. Just wanted to keep y'all updated. And once I get this off, I'll get the finished product once I get it ground down and show y'all that. All right, guys, I got the passenger side off. This is what it'll end up looking like. Obviously, I might actually have the frame sandblasted and painted this time, so that'll save me a lot of headache with a wire wheel. Sorry it's so windy. Like I said, I'm outside. So this is what it looks like once I get it cut off. I could obviously probably got a little closer, but I didn't want to die with the death wheel, and it don't take long with a flap wheel to grind that down. So once I get it ground down, it'll be smooth just like the other side. I still have to cut this passenger side off. I'll obviously go a little closer with the death wheel on this side, start cutting it down, and I'll end up grinding it smooth. So apparently the hole I was talking about is on the bottom side of the frame from what the instructions said. Yep, right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you'll measure from the center 2.5 inches forward, go all the way around it, and then make a cut. So try to get y'all out of the wind. So I'm just going to continue running the death wheel and the grinder. And the adapter kit I'm using is a Henry Panza SD10. Basically, it'll adapt the AD 3100 body onto the S10 frame. Sitting over there. But I think I'll have to kind of clearance the trans tunnel a little bit and build a trans tunnel for that to clear the LS 4L60 bell housing. But other than that, his brackets are basically measured, bolt them on, everything will sit the way it is. We'll be running 2-inch spindles up front, 2 or 4-inch blocks depending on how low we want to get it. I may even run like a 1-inch spring if it ain't low enough up front, or I'll try to find a set of coilovers. But either way, this thing will be pretty low to the ground. Should sound pretty rowdy when it's done. It's going to be a while though. I'm just now starting on the frame. I've had it a while. I just haven't had any motivation. But other than that, that's what we're doing. May try to have it ready for like Dino's 2025. I know that's 2 years away, but we plan on being out there every year. So I'd like to take this one of those years. Right now, I'm just gonna get back to grinding and cutting, and I'll update y'all when I have a little more. All right, guys, I finished it up off screen and moved it inside so you don't have to listen to the wind noise like earlier. So a couple spots went a little too deep with the cutting wheel, but they're off. All of them are off. They're all ground smooth. That side isn't near as bad as this one. I got a little deep in a few spots. So when I get closer, I'll weld them up, regrind them down, so that way there's no weak spots. But they're all cut off. So right now what I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna get the gas tank out, get the exhaust hangers out, anything I don't really need. This can come out as well. I'll be running a Blazer gas tank, an S10 Blazer gas tank, so it'll fit in the rear. So that cross member's gotta come out, and then I gotta mark 6 inches off the frame, cut it off, get the bumper off. And I'll probably get this master cylinder off as well, because I'll be running, I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet, so I have to figure all that out. But just wanted to give you a quick update on what it looked like once I got them cut off and ground down. Kind of just slicking the frame now. Like I said, we got to get a few things off. But I'm going to unbolt all those real quick, get the gas tank out of there, and then I'll show you what I got done. But I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. All right, guys, we got the transmission cross member out. Got the gas tank out. Still got to get the strap off. Not a big deal. I've got the top rivets like crisscross cut and knocked out with a punch. I'm going to leave the bottoms in for now. I don't want to like take it out and then not have any support to keep this frame from spreading. So I'll leave that in there for now. It'll end up coming out. Blazer tank will go in and I'll re-brace it that way. But I still need to get the fuel lines and everything out of the frame rails, the electric lines out. That should be pretty simple. And then what else do we got? I still have to cut the front frame horns, but that's not a super big deal. I'm going to measure those up pretty soon and then cut them off, and I'll let you see what they look like. But other than that, we're almost done. That's as far as the chassis prep goes for this kit. And then we'll start measuring everything and getting all the brackets mocked up, and hopefully we'll be able to put the cab on, the bed on pretty quickly and go from there. But I'd like to get everything mocked up, make sure it fits right the way I want it to before I send it off to powder or sandblast and paint. So figured I'd give you guys a quick update of what we're doing. Now, I've got a mess in the shop right now. Got a pile of parts, but everything's going pretty quick. I'll have to get the 54 up here and start pulling the bed, the cab, fenders, all that off of the chassis. There's an inline 6, whatever, 4 or 5 speed, whatever it was back in the day. I don't really know. I'd like to pull this diff cover, find out what gear ratio we got for the future. But basically, when I send it off, it'll just be frame rails to get sandblasted. So I have to do a little bit of like wire wheeling for the rear end. I'll replace the shocks with drop shocks when I lower it. So it'll look good when it's done. The body's going to stay the exact same. It'll be that rusty color. I'll give it like a Comet wash and then use some like sweet patina or something on it. But other than that, that's how it's going to look. So just figured I'd give you guys a quick update. I'm going to finish up getting these frame rails stripped as far as the wiring, brake lines, fuel lines, and then I'm going to cut the front frame horns. So once I get those cut, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right, guys, as far as chassis prep goes, it is ready. So all we had to do was cut off the frame horns for the Core Sport mounts that come with the kit, cut the body mounts off, driver and passenger side right here, driver and passenger side towards the middle where the cab would sit. These can stay depending on the way you mount off frame, height-wise. They may either come or go depending on how I mount it. And then cut 6.5 inches off the rear of the frame and cut this cross member out, which only if you're running a Blazer tank, which I will be because it's rear mounted and they look better. I still got to get lines and stuff out, but that's not a big deal. So as far as chassis prep goes, it is ready for us to start taking all our measurements and putting on all the body mount adapter plates. So that'll be it for this video, guys. Hopefully I'll be able to keep posting. I still got to get the body off the other one, off the actual 54 frame. So that'll take a little bit. I'll do all that off camera though. And then we'll start measuring and mocking up everything. And I don't know if I want to tap the frame or use nut certs. If anybody knows like what the working strength of a nut cert is, comment it down below. I've seen some guys do it on these kits, and I just don't know if I trust it enough to hold the body on in like a wreck or something. So if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.